we don't always have the words to communicate how we feel or what we want to say to someone that we're struggling with, whether it's family, a peer, at the workplace, or anyone else that we come to engage with. Let's try this activity where we use symbol and art to be able to communicate with the people we want to have better communication patterns with. I'd like us to take a minute and think of all of the people in our lives, particularly the people we are struggling to communicate with, whether it's on a regular basis or a particular piece of information you felt you haven't been able to share or say. For this activity, you need the number of envelopes that there are people that you'd like to communicate better with. A couple of small sheets of paper, perhaps A4 torn into 4 sections, and basic art material that you'd like to work with. I have sketch pens and oil pastel crayons. I want us to think of the person and one thing that I'd like to say to them, which has been scaring me, I've been worried to say to them, or a piece of feedback I would like to give to them, or maybe both. Pen them down either in word or even better in a symbol that you'd like to give them. For example, someone might want to thank a caregiver, a parent, a supervisor, a friend for being there, but also feeling overwhelmed by their constant presence, advice. I fold this up and I slide it into my envelope. I keep the envelope labeled with the person's name. I do the same with the next. I don't actually send across these envelopes, but hold on to them and see if there are things I would like to add. Very often we find that being able to voice what we'd really like to say, even just to ourselves to start with, often allows that voice to be transported, and we are then able to actually say what we'd like to the person that we want to communicate with. You realize it's not necessarily as scary as we thought. The goal is not to send this or show this to the person, but for you to know what all you'd like to say, what you're holding, and what you're really struggling to communicate with them. So don't stop at just one. If you have more to say to more people, use this as a practice that you integrate into your life as you move along.